Star Trek Picard, Episode 4. Well, what do we learn from this episode? We learn that the most powerful fighters on Romulus are, of course, women. Surprise to no one who's been watching this show. Warrior nuns, they're called. Okay, sure, why not? What else do we learn? We learn that little boys who look like this grow up to become an entirely different race when they get older. That's pretty impressive. Not sure how that happens, but okay. If you're going to play the gambit of diversity hires and get people from wildly mixed races, congratulations. How do you age them? Not well. Oh, what else did we learn? Well, the opening of the show is really overpacked, and when you get into the show, you're like, oh, okay, that was a flashback, wasn't sure. Because how do you de-age Picard? Well, you don't, and you just kind of have him move a little more vigorously. Fine. The segment with the robot girl and Data's daughter. I thought he already had a daughter. Oh, no. All that stuff from Star Trek Next Generation, it doesn't exist anymore. Only the names. So the robot daughter, her scene is so boring that even the makers of the show recognized how boring it was, and they made the music composer, fill in the blanks, so that it's like, hey, music composer, this is really lame. Can you spice it up? Because it's really just dragging. So he overdoes it, or she, I didn't look. The music composer just crams the scene where they're at the cafe with way too fancy of music. And if you've had the opportunity to see plays in real life, which I guess is redundant, and if you picture that cafe scene, not from the camera angle, not with all the enormous overflowing music, but as a person sitting in the audience watching a play, wow, the acting was awful. It was just bad. Which is why they crammed in the music, which is why they crammed in the multi-camera angles, because it was bad. Then, later on, they have this overdone kissing scene. Fine. And in that scene, it's followed up with another scene with a Romulan actress who's actually kind of one of the best actresses on the show. She really carries it well. But the dialogue is straight out of morning soap operas. I mean, it's like I was right back in college watching all the soaps in the mornings in between classes. It was that bad. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, was the Picard stuff that bad? It's like, no. This particular episode of Picard is very, for those of you who are older or watch a lot of reruns, very kung fu. The TV show Kung Fu. It was very kung fu. And then later on, when they do the fight scenes in the spaceships, it stopped being kung fu and became just, I think Ice Pirates was better, because I enjoyed Ice Pirates. But you've got the captain chomping on a unlit cigar. Don't know why. You've got the, I don't know, navigator screaming in Spanish. Okay. Hey, more subtitles. Woohoo. And let's see, what else should be mentioned? Should also be mentioned that the F word is apparently pretty commonplace in this particular century. I'm not sure how that particular word has survived so many centuries, but there it is. Yeah. I don't like the F word being dropped in shows. I can't stand it on YouTube videos because there's no warnings. And I guess I'm either in the minority or the unlistened to majority. Not sure which case that is. But putting it into Star Trek, putting it into any TV show, it's so lazy. And the idea that they're trying to be shocking with it's like, you're confusing shocking with disgusting. You really are. There's a big difference. And there's a reason the expression is F-bomb. Because when it goes off, you're like, ooh, The only place that I can tolerate it, and this is a personal thing, is in gangster movies. Because gangsters really do cuss a lot. But Star Trek? Starfleet? No, that's a brand new thing, and it's not a good thing. So we got the women are all of the warriors introduced. Ooh, surprise. Not. You've got really bad acting and unbelievable boring robot character. So bad that the show had to mask it with tons of music and multi-camera angles. You've got soap opera dialogue galore in that section of the story. You've got kung fu. I know he looks like Indiana Jones, but it's very kung fu in this one. And it's, yeah. And then when they show the commercials for next week, I don't know why they would show the commercials for next week if they want people to watch the show. It's gonna be so bad that you're gonna wish you were back in episode 2. That's how bad it's gonna be. Just, why would you do that? You're supposed to advertise the stuff to make people want to watch it. No. I think they figured, well, if you've stuck around this long, you'll stick around for anything. So, is it a worthy watch? Well, this week was better than last week because at least the Picard story was intriguing enough to stick around for. The other stuff, nope. Nope, not at all. Next week is going to be dreadful. Just bleh. But that's this week's. Hope this helped you out. The other Star Trek Picard reviews are on this channel if you want to find them and check them out. They're about this level of spoilerish or less. There's not really that many spoilers in here. I try not to do the spoilers. I'll let you watch it, and if you want to, if you've got an hour to kill and go, man, what can I do besides stab myself in the eye with a pitchfork? I know, I'll watch Picard. There you go. It's no Expanse. It's no The Orville. For sci-fi fans, if you haven't seen The Expanse or The Orville, oh, get on it, get on it. Now, those are some good shows. But again, summing up this one, it was not boring outside of the robot girl. Picard carried the show well. It's just, what's he carrying, though? And the rejection, each week they're rejecting more and more of the Next Generation Star Trek, which is, I guess that's the way it works now in Hollywood. Steal the IP, trash it, and then go steal another IP and trash it, and just keep going until everything you've touched is completely ruined. Sounds familiar to something else in our world. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the future.